my name is MACROLEV. After so many DMs on Instagram, I decided to do a little track breakdown on a single that we wrote together with exceptionally talented singer and songwriter Oggie. The track is out right now on the mighty Hot Fuzz and it's doing really good on Beatport as well as Spotify. Massive thank you everyone for buying the track and getting it into Beatport charts. Hope you enjoy this track breakdown I recorded for you. So without further ado, let's jump straight in.
Here's the project. Let's go top to bottom. So I got kick. Kinda like my favorite go-to kick. I normally use 2 layers, one top layer, one bottom layer. Bottom layer is pretty much standard, comes out of Serum. It's just a sine wave being pitched, modulated. And then as a top layer I use sample typically, and not much processing, cutting off some bottom end. So that's how the kick sounds. In terms of processing, I tend to process in a group. Some dynamic EQ, compressor, and saturation. Got shaper box here as well, just to control overall envelope of the kick. Bassline. This is probably the most requested tutorial I've ever had. So people just asking me to show how I wrote this bassline. Here's the notes. That's how it goes. Very simple. So what you do is basically open up instance of operator, then only use one oscillator. By default, it would look like this. Just a sine wave. For easier view, choose 16th here. It's easier to draw that way. So, and basically literally add harmonics like that. See how the waveform changes? And you've added 4. That's your bassline. That oscillator goes through the filter, and then I've added some spread, added some resonance around 300 Hertz. Just EQ all of the high stuff above 140 Hertz. Then again saturation. LFO. This acts as a sidechain. I like to add this filter so it only sidechains stuff that's below the certain frequency. Another bit of EQ. So below 60 Hertz I've boosted like 11 dB. Crazy. It works. I mean, have a listen without. Bit of cutting as well, bit of boosting here and there. That's the bassline. It's pretty simple, to be honest, nothing too fancy. Then this supporting sort of synth that's pretty much copies the notes, I believe, of the original bassline notes, supporting the bassline. Kind of adds that little groove. I just used the preset, I think, Instant Idea. Yeah, it's just a preset. Maybe I've tweaked it, I can't remember, to be honest. Again, in terms of processing, not much. Probably the best processing you could have is a bit of EQ and you're good to go. You can shape it any way you want with one single instance of EQ. It's just 606 tom. So together I like to group stuff. I group low end and then process it separately with some UAD, compressor, then another bit of compressor. That acts more like a limiter. The ratio is absolutely flat, 100 to 1. So super quick attack, super quick release. And then this little guy that adds some 16-bit noise. Only like about 2%, something like that. So if you increase that a bit too much, but then this adds just enough. If you get rid of it, it's just a very, very little subtle kind of ring. Here's a little filter device I've built out of filter and saturator, which kicks in every now and then in the arrangement. So here, for example. Okay, that's my low end. Moving on, some synths that I've added for the breakdown section. Neatly grouped in a mid-frequency section. Again, it's probably the preset, nothing too crazy. In terms of notes, again, nothing too crazy. I've overlapped the notes, so it's doing portamento. And increase the portamento here. Some strings, vintage violins, probably preset again. Yeah, just a sample playing through the noise generator in Serum. Some movement with the shaper box. Some EQ on the synth. Moving on, the mighty vocal, which makes the track essentially. So I've received a lot of stems from Oggie. Here's the chorus.
So here goes, you've got to know, I wanna be your boyfriend.
I did do a little bit of correction with Melodyne, but it wasn't anything too crazy. I still kept the Melodyne channel here. As you can see, it's just been muted just in case, so I can go back and re-edit certain areas just in case. And this is essentially the bounced down version of that channel that's been muted. So this is after the Melodyne.
Wanna be your boyfriend.
A little bit of EQ, just
Wanna be your boy.
cutting unnecessary low end. De-esser.
Wanna be your boyfriend. Wanna be your boyfriend.
Compressor. Just gently squeezing those peaks a little bit. Backing vocal, same thing. Went through Melodyne and then bounced down to separate channel.
I wanna be your boyfriend.
Some back vocals. Same thing, pretty much. De-esser, compressor, EQ. And then I processed this as a group with some Pultec EQ.
I wanna be your boy. I wanna be your boyfriend.
I've decreased 300 Hertz and then increased some air around 12 Hertz. Quite a lot actually. And that is it. Then EQ4, lead vocal, probably tweaked it as well a little bit, and some compression.
I wanna be your boyfriend.
Classic CLA2A for vocals.
I wanna be your boyfriend.
Catch peaks, mastering preset, and just to
I wanna be your boyfriend.
round it all off with Pro L. Moving on, we've got some shaker. As you can see, it's 174. It's a drum and bass loop. Works quite well in house tracks. So that's some loops. So this is the clap. Classic. Hi-hat. More hi-hats. more column percussion sound sort of thing with some delay. It's just 1/8 with no feedback. Snare. More percussions. Let's just add this together one by one. More percussions. Another drum and bass break. There's a lot of drum and bass samples in this track. Tambourines, closed hi-hat. So that's the drum section pretty much. I've got some rides here. All basic stuff. Rides go through the vocoder. Crash. Rolls. Snare roll. It's just 909 snare. Again, it's all this is pretty basic. And effects section, again, nothing too crazy. That's just clap run through a reverb and being resampled. Noise rise I've created in silent. Swoosh down, probably a preset. Snare roll. Snare roll I like to run through my hyper build up effects. That's what I called it for some reason. So again, some vocoder with noise, and it's got some automation. Also some LFO, only a little bit, 13. Same stuff, reversed clap with the reverb applied to it. Basic noise impact. And RC20, I use it as a vinyl noise generator throughout the entire track. And there you have it. That's a quick run through of how I built Boyfriend featuring Oggie out on Hot Fuzz. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your support, by the way, and see you. Peace.